Hello everyone, Asta here, and I want to show you what I've been working over the past couple of days. So, if you remember the original game, it had a very ugly region called the Ancient Skyship, which was the main sci-fi dungeon of the game. It was a bunch of radioactive mushrooms and a bunch of radioactive enemies that would eat your weapons on your way to the big dungeon filled with the precious metals up ahead. So I've replaced this first cave with a large project that I've been thinking about for a while, which is a Drow city. This is the Drow city of Fanaedar, which is one that I used in my role-playing games for many years because I'm very fond of the Drow. I'm very fond of the culture, the scheming, how nasty they are in general. So I built this entire thing to make as a end game engine that will replace the alien one that we used to have. So you come in here, there's a security checkpoint. To get entrance to the city, you will need to do little quests and have a specific item on here. Because Loaf, the goddess of the Drow, protects them from outsiders. And this is a city dominated by a house that is focused on the darkness aspect of love. So everything is very gothy, everything is very dim. The color palette was chosen to be mostly on purples and blacks. So here we have a little tavern for the visitors of the city. They can get their smoke here. We have a little garden. It's very hard to grow plants in the underground, but they have an order of druids that works from here and that makes the poisons to keep the Drow well armed for their conflicts, which are many. Here you see they have a bunch of nightshade planted. And here they have a little garden, which is the testimony to their skill. Coming down here, we have a little area for the smiths and the jewel makers. And you can see that there's a giant amount of mushrooms in here. This is because obviously in the Underdark you cannot grow trees, so they use the mushrooms as wood for making whatever it is that they need. So there's a little market. I need to fix these stairs. So there's a little market, as I was saying. Visitors usually come from planar travel, so when the spawns are done, you see a bunch of random monsters around here that are shopping for slaves, for magic items, for spells with the Drow. Here we have the barracks where the guardsmen of the Drow are ready to shoot their poison boats at any disturbance in the market. And here we have a little shooting range, so you can come in here, buy your slave, buy your crossbow, and see if the crossbow works well, because sometimes the Drow are just comically evil and this be part of the city somehow. The market goes up with more cages, some more whips. Here we have a stand for the sharpshooters and the spell shop. And all of this will be populated with powerful enemies that you and your buddies can go fight. There's also a whole bunch of metal of precious ore, precious stone here, because the Drow chose this place to settle because of the wealth, both in mushrooms and in metals. There's a place where their mounts, their lizard steeds will be kept. There will be guards running around it with riding lizards. here will be where there's slaves mine. There will be a bunch of orcs in here with a few Orog slave drivers. The Orogs, of course, are the orcs of the Underdark, and we have a nice model for them from the Infinity Engine games. So they mine their metals here. Here, they would mine here as well, but there's a nasty spider living here, so they would rather not do that unless they have absolutely no choice. Because this being a city dedicated to love, the queen of the demon web pits, means that killing spiders is pretty much the worst thing you can do. They will destroy you if they catch you doing that, or if love suspects that you have been doing that. So the spiders take what they please, they build their webs as they please, and they know that they cannot be touched in here because love is with them. So here, past the security checkpoints, we come to the main temple where the daily services are held for the masses of the city. So there will be a Drow priestess here, which is called the Shroud of the Lightless, which will be a mini boss that you can fight, and a bunch of Drow attending service. Here we have another statue, and a whole bunch more mushrooms, webs, spiders by the millions. Here we have a little house where the Drow rest when they have the opportunity to. And here there's a giant mansion which will be where the mages do their training. The Drow are divided between the male and female of their species. Only the females can properly serve love and be their priestesses. So the mages either are warriors or they are. So the males are either warriors or mages, or they are shit out of luck. This is where the ones with the skill to be mages come to. And this is one of the maps that already existed in the game. I liked it quite a bit, so I repurposed it. There's their library, and there will be a mini boss in here as well. Let's go back to the road. This I haven't finished decorating yet. It's also another map that was already in the game, but I decided to use it again. It will be like the house of the matron mother, which has the Drow priestess who overrules the city in the name of love. She will be hanging around here with a bunch of priestesses serving her. And here by the side we have a graveyard. So the city is ruled by clerics, so if you are anyone of note and you happen to die, they will probably resurrect you and send you back to work. But if you die and you displease love in some way, then they will bury you here, where they will cast their spells and their rituals to make sure that your spirit never gets any rest. And keep love happy, because if you disappoint her, she's a nasty, nasty lady. Here there's the main temple where the priestesses study and learn what it means to serve the queen of the demon web pits. Haven't finished this one yet, will be the next one I tackle. And here by the end of it we have the entrance to this. When you step in here you will be teleported, and if you had killed enough mini bosses you will be able to enter this portal and go to the next dungeon, which are the demon web pits per se, where you will have the chance of fighting love, which will be like the hardest boss in the game when it is releases, and will most likely require you to have a couple buddies with you. There's some decorating is still left to do in here, but in general I'm already happy with the city as it is. Just need to finish the temple and the house of the matron mother and put a bunch more webs everywhere. I like that there's a bunch of spiders roaming around, just chilling because they know that this is their place and everyone else is a guest. I like this building here in particular because the spiders make it an underground, so its original purpose might not even be remotely recognizable anymore. And that's kind of it for now. So this has been a lot of fun to build. It's a very time consuming process because I'm very new to the software, but I'm very happy with how it's shaping up. I managed to put some lore to it and I am very excited to start coding the encounters and the new abilities that I want to add to the enemies and to make this a very challenging place to be. In the regular game, I don't like the sci-fi stuff. This isn't a secret to anyone that follows the channel, but I don't like how plain and boring this place looks. So the enemies aren't here because most of the sci-fi stuff has been deleted from the game already, but there used to be a whole bunch of different like elementals like acid and the noxious ones that eat their weapons durability, which is a very unfortunate mechanic, but that won't be the case anymore. So we picked this cave filled with green mushrooms and turned into this city, which will be quite bustling with activity once the spawns are made. Close this up. It's still a cave, it still feels claustrophobic, but it does look like a place where Drow would live and terrorize their immediate vicinity. I like the colors quite a bit. I liked the shiny crystals because this is the Underdark, and I like to think of the Underdark as a very colorful place, even though most of it is very miserable. There's a trans flag in here because why not? And this is another dungeon that I'm going to replace, and this one as well, but given the size of them it will probably take me a long time to do that. Well, this will be it for today. I hope you're having a good time and I hope you come join us very soon. There will be a link in the description with everything, with the community server where we have been testing a lot of stuff. I did a lot of changes recently. I made a new dungeon, I made extensions to dungeons that already exist. So if you go to the ancient pyramids, you find a whole bunch of new rooms in it. There's new monsters, there's a lot of scorpions. Here you find new tamables that you can fight, that you can get for you. They have different attacks. And those bone dragons got a lot of special attacks as well. There's a stealable box in here. In here there's a giant new room with a lot of different enemies, and there's a mini boss in here now. It's not too difficult to fight, but it does have a few special attacks that can catch you off guard. I also did a few things in clues. I renamed it and made a little quest. Where is it? There's an NPC here now that talking to him will explain how the quest works. The enemies are possessed. They have special attacks, special skills. You don't fight a bunch of random low level enemies for the most part anymore. And there are new rooms with a mini boss with more lore for you to read, and writing this is so much fun. I wish I had started with this sooner. Then if you go to the third floor, you see that there are more rooms now. And there's a very difficult boss in here, which is called Baut Saraf. And she is a very powerful mage and has to back it up. So if you feel up to the challenge, come train a character, come play with us. We usually make parties on the weekends to go fight bosses, and we usually succeed. So that will be it for today. There's a lot to come from my game in the next couple of weeks. I expect to have it done for the first release around March, but that may change depending on what else I decide to put in. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Hope you're having a good time. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.